It's been a few weeks now since Venezuelan opposition head Juan Guaido declared himself president in his country. But the controversial new leader is now taking his position very seriously as he announces new diplomatic ties with the nations that supported his claim to office. Among them, of course, is Israel, which has not had any real ties with Caracas since 2009 when Hugo Chavez was still in power. But all that is now changing as Guaido continues to reach out to the Jewish and Israeli community, even offering to open a Venezuelan embassy in Jerusalem, quote, at the proper time. And joining me now with more is ILTV's Latin American correspondent, Joy Gavillon. Joy, thank you so much for coming in today.
Of course, yes.
All right, so first of all, what do you make of this initial forecast of Juan Guaido saying that he wants to get close with Israel?
Well, this new government that is actually an interim government, it is trying to get new and strengthened ties with Israel. This for many reasons. But basically, in this last interview, like the news right now is that in this interview with the newspaper Israel, Guaido said first that he's working right now to strengthen the ties and restore the ties that actually didn't exist before.
Sure.
And he said also that when asked about the embassy, he said that he's planning and considering doing it, like actually installing a Venezuelan embassy in Jerusalem.
Which we don't have any Venezuelan embassy.
We don't right now. But as you said, at the proper time, so we can't tell yet. But he also said that his plan is to welcome an Israeli ambassador in Venezuela.
So we'll have a vice versa kind of situation going on.
Yeah, exactly, at the proper time. And that he's planning to assign a Venezuelan ambassador to Israel. This on behalf of this new interim government.
So what maybe needs to happen between now and then?
Okay, well, a lot of things need to happen because the situation in Venezuela right now is not stable at all.
So basically, you're saying maybe until even after elections, should they ever be held?
Exactly, like that's the main thing that needs to happen right now. What they're calling for, it's for new democratic elections, because the last ones they don't consider, and the international community don't consider them democratic. So they're calling for new elections, and only after that, when a new government is installed, they can start working on actually make this real, make this happen.
Sure.
Like they can start working on it right now, but they can't make it happen.
Yeah, it won't. Nothing will come of it until they have something.
I mean, we don't know for sure, but that's what we think.
Now, I know that many EU countries, as well as America and Israel, are all pressuring Maduro to allow these elections to occur. How likely is that to happen?
Well, we don't know, but we don't know exactly how likely it is, but we do know that the pressure is very high. The pressure from the international community is very, very high, and also from the Venezuelan people. Like Maduro right now is not letting the international aid come in. And I
understand his popularity is also dropping tremendously,
yes.
even among the army that is supposedly protecting him.
It is, yes. Not more than one official in the army has come out and said that 90% of the army officials are against Maduro. They just feel threatened by him.
So in that way, do you think it's less likely that there will be any sort of civil war? Do you think that the army might step in and prevent an actual war from occurring within the country, or do you think that they would maybe, who knows?
That's a very hard question. Hopefully there will be no war occurring, but well, they're counting with the help of many countries. Like the United States expressed that they're helping restore democracy, and Israel too. They are helping.
All right. So now, with respect to the Jewish community, both from Venezuela and still remaining in Venezuela, of which it's a dwindling community, are we expected to see a big turnaround under a Guaido presidency? Should he win?
Well, I don't know. Look, the Venezuelan community, I said it before, was one of the largest in South America, and many of them had to flee the country because of the situation, the economic situation, and because of anti-Semitism. But one thing is that people who had emigrated, let's say, to Israel, they already made their families here, they're installed. So I don't know if they're going to go back to live in Venezuela, but one thing is for sure, that they're going to travel more, and tourism will increase.
Sure.
They have families there, they have friends there, and they all want to go back and be in a country where they can, walk around and do basic stuff.
All right, well, I hope that there will be a peaceful resolution to all of this. I pray for democratic elections, as everybody hopefully is.
Hopefully, yes.
Joy, thank you so much for coming in.
Of course, Aaron.